Newzroom Africa's Mohlaoli. He is in Bloemfontein following developments there for us. And you're standing by, Tumaole, to tell us what's the latest at this hour. We were anticipating that some ANC NEC members that were deployed there will be giving an update in terms of where the process is. What more do we know?
Well, Dudu, certainly we can expect that the NEC member that you are referring to would most likely be David Mohlaoli. Mohlaoli has been leading those briefings here in Mangaung, just at the ANC venue, where, of course, the provincial elective conference has been held over the last couple of days. And of course, late last night, there was the issue of what will then happen in terms of the program, and this very technical and sticking issue of the credentials. We know that the issue of the credentials was resolved, and certainly an amicable resolution reached towards the evening. In the early hours of the morning, towards the midnight hour, of course, that's when the nomination of delegates was made. And I can tell you that, some very interesting names. Sefora, who is, of course, the premier currently of the Free State, was then nominated in terms of the position of the chairperson. So you would have her rising to the chairpersonship of the Free State. And this is something that Sefora Ndombela, commonly known as Sisi Ndombela, and this is something that officials on the sidelines were saying this is a good move, and they certainly hailed it. And there was, of course, that vote to confirm whether these is what the branches are willing, and those votes were then tallied, and we will find out if, of course, those votes will go ahead, given the context in terms of certain branches in the Free State putting through that claim that they were being excluded. An interesting return to the provincial structures is the name of Vusi, and of course Vusi there was the former mayor of Free State, former mayor of Maluti-Apofung, and he is someone who I spoke to earlier in the days preceding this particular conference, and he was one of those who was on the outside saying that branches are feeling that they are undone by the processes in terms of the vetting, and saying that the branches, particularly Maluti-Apofung being one of them, calling the processes as being rigged. And he was saying that this is something that he had raised concern, admitting that, of course, part of the administration that he was, particularly in Maluti-Apofung, is that there were some lessons that he learned, hard lessons, admitting that the situation we find ourselves in, by we I mean residents of the Free State and there in Maluti-Apofung, lack of service delivery, lack of water, rundown infrastructure, gross mismanagement of public funds, something that has seen the province and particularly ESCOM intervene directly in Maluti-Apofung, where the bill for electricity has racked into the hundreds of millions. And that's where, of course, he was there as a mayor. I put the question to him that he was mayor there, and we see these problems. Is that not just going to be a continuation if he's moved upwards towards the provincial structures? But he says those lessons that he's learned, he will definitely turn over a new leaf. So we are waiting to find out from those who will come and address them, being Mohlaoli, of course, David, NEC member, what the way forward is in terms of those nomination processes, but certainly in terms of the call by the ANC to see more female leadership and representativity in terms of the provincial structures and leadership is something that is going to be a plus in their view. And she would then, of course, be contesting the convener of the interim provincial committee. And this is what we wait to see once those results are confirmed. And, of course, President Cyril Ramaphosa expected to close officially the conference, the elective conference, and his views will certainly be telling in terms of the state of the province and the way forward.
Tumaole Mohlaoli, thank you very much for that update.